It started quietly, a flicker inside the James Webb Space Telescope's deep data logs. A whisper no one was supposed to hear. Hidden in the raw spectrographic readings was something that shouldn't exist, a rhythm too perfect, too patterned, too deliberate. At first, a few astronomers thought it was a software glitch. Then the pattern repeated, across multiple instruments, across multiple nights. It wasn't dust. It wasn't a dying star. And it definitely wasn't a comet. It was something else. Something deliberate. Something watching. The object in question was already infamous, 3I, Atlas, an interstellar visitor unlike anything ever seen. But what leaked from the James Webb's secret observations would change everything. If the data was real, then 3I, ATLAS wasn't simply passing by. It was here for a reason. When it was first discovered, scientists assumed it was just another interstellar wanderer, like Oumuamua or Borisov, icy remnants flung from distant stars. But 3I, ATLAS refused to behave. It ignored every rule of cometary science: no tail, no water, no dust, just enormous releases of carbon dioxide. A chemical signature completely alien to anything in our catalog. When NASA's Spherex Observatory examined it, the results made no sense. Only carbon dioxide, no water vapor, no carbon monoxide. A profile that didn't match a comet, asteroid, or any known natural body. If it wasn't natural, then what was it? Behind the scenes, the James Webb Space Telescope was ordered to investigate, quietly. On August 6, 2025, it focused on the object. No public statement followed. No image release. Only silence. Until a report leaked. According to that leak, the Webb detected something impossible. A perfectly symmetrical carbon dioxide halo surrounding the object, glowing faintly from within. It wasn't reflecting sunlight. It was generating its own light, structured, pulsing, repeating. Not noise. Not random. A pattern, almost like communication. The wavelengths matched engineered photonic systems, the kind used in optical data transmission. If that's true, then 3I, ATLAS wasn't just shining. It was transmitting. And then came another anomaly: its size. 46 kilometers wide. Far too large to be drifting here by chance. For an interstellar body that big to cross our solar system by coincidence would be nearly impossible. Unless it was sent. Its path added to the mystery. Unlike the chaotic slingshot orbits of comets, 3I, ATLAS followed the precise plane of the planets. A 1 in 500 probability if random. It moved as if following a flight path, weaving through gravitational fields with uncanny precision. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb called its motion technologically suggestive. It wasn't just moving, it was navigating. Almost like it wanted to be noticed, but not understood. Even stranger, its origin pointed back to the constellation Sagittarius, the same region where the legendary "wow" signal was detected in 1977. Two anomalies, decades apart, from the same region of sky. Coincidence? Maybe not. As more data surfaced, a bold theory took shape. What if 3I, Atlas isn't a comet at all, but something built, or modified? A hollowed asteroid used as a vessel. A machine hidden inside stone. A concept long theorized by human engineers, using natural rock as radiation shielding for interstellar travel. An idea that, until now, was science fiction. But if such a craft existed, dormant, ancient, self-powered, we might finally be looking at one. Then came the light pulses. At first dismissed as flickering, they soon revealed repeating mathematical structures, prime numbers. SETI scientists had long suggested primes as the universal signature of intelligence. Now, those exact sequences were appearing in the infrared emissions of 3I Atlas. Even more chilling, between each sequence, there were silent gaps. As if it was waiting for an answer. NASA shut down public access to tracking data immediately. Within 48 hours, the U.S. Space Force redirected classified satellites toward the object. The X-37B spaceplane was launched on an unscheduled mission. No one knew its target, but its orbit aligned perfectly with 3I Atlas's trajectory. It was no longer a curiosity. It was a classified concern. Secret defense term surfaced: technological unknown, extraterrestrial origin. The implication was clear: this wasn't a rock. It was a strategic object. Then came an even darker theory. What if it wasn't entirely mechanical? Some researchers proposed biomechanical synthesis, a hybrid of machine and living system, capable of evolving and adapting in space. A self-repairing, self-learning organism. Not built but grown. If true, then 3I Atlas didn't need to be sent. It chose to come. 9 months from now, models predict it will approach the asteroid belt, before executing what appears to be a deliberate trajectory change. For that to happen naturally is nearly impossible. For it to happen intentionally, implies control. Analysts now call it Phase 3, of a 5-phase emission pattern. Each phase alters its pulse sequences, as if counting down to something. Something that aligns with Earth and Mars. Something scheduled. Then came the disruptions. During Webb's observation window, data from other distant probes, even Voyager 2, went offline simultaneously. Localized interference, synchronized across billions of kilometers. Almost as if something didn't want to be watched. Or wanted us to know it knew. Trajectory simulations show precise course corrections, maneuvers, not drifts. And on July 4, it angled itself directly toward Luyten's star, a red dwarf system known to host a potentially habitable world. Was that its destination? Or its origin? Some analysts decoded fragments of its emissions and found ratios mimicking DNA structures, specifically, gene-regulating motifs compatible with human biology. Mathematical coincidence? Maybe. But it raises a terrifying question: did it know us before we existed? The final leak came from Webb's own data logs. Embedded deep in the infrared stream was a coded message: countdown initiated, 283 Earth days remaining. And the signal didn't originate from Earth. Every pattern from earlier interstellar visitors, Oumuamua, Borisov, aligns in a 7-year cycle. 3I Atlas fits the next sequence. Each arrival comes closer. Each more complex. Each more aware. The Webb's last captured frame shows something following behind it, not debris, not dust, but a projected shadow unaffected by light, distance, or angle. An impossible phenomenon, later labeled a self-shading field. If that's true, 3I Atlas can manipulate the very fabric of space around itself. Then, when it vanished behind the Sun, astronomers detected a faint repeating signal, close to the hydrogen line, the universal frequency of communication. 12 hours, 3 minutes, perfectly timed. That same signal appeared in Voyager data nearly 30 years ago. It wasn't random noise then. And it isn't now. Finally, when one engineer reprocessed the Webb's thermal image in polar coordinates, the bursts aligned with a star map, not of our galaxy, but the Triangulum galaxy, over 2 million light-years away. The path traced a loop, from there, to here. A map home. So what did the James Webb really capture? Not a comet. Not debris. But perhaps, consciousness. A non-biological mind encoded in geometry, light, and silence. It doesn't travel through space, it reshapes it. It doesn't send signals, it is the signal. Maybe we didn't discover it. Maybe it discovered us long ago. And now, it's coming back. Because if 3I, Atlas is truly what the data suggests, an intelligence older than stars, observing us through gravity, radiation, and time, then the countdown isn't to its arrival. It's to its awakening. And somewhere, deep in the data streams of the James Webb Telescope,